Yo, good morning, bro. I am extremely tired. I woke up at 4 a.m. Couldn't go back to sleep. I think it's partially here in Southern California. We're having some really heavy winds right now, and there's fires going on in the Pacific Palisades. And yeah, the wind is crazy right now. So my brain ain't firing on all cylinders because it kept me up. It was very loud, especially in the alley of where we live. So today, it's going to be an interesting video. So today we're going back to a job I was at yesterday, which the footage for yesterday's work is going to be in this video. I went out to a call, excavated the sidewalk or the pathway in the backyard where there's a leak, found the leak after multiple attempts, and then cut it out, and I made a repair, or I started to make the repair, but I didn't like the way it's set, the way the PEX set. It had a small little gap, and the tubing I didn't like the tubing. It's like Apollo. I typically only, if I'm using PEX A, I typically am only using Uponor. And the fittings I had were these PVC. I had this PVC to PEX A, and it's an Apollo adapter. It's short and stubby. And I used 3 of them because I had them. And I just didn't like the way it's set. So I have 2 Sioux Chief adapters that we're going to use today. Essentially what I did is I cut out my repair. I wasn't happy with it. And so we're going to go back. We're going to do it a little different, and I'll show you at the site. So I'm on my way back now. We're going to make the repair. Hopefully there's no other leaks on this line. This line is it's an irrigation feed, and it's under hardscape PVC, and the way it was either installed incorrectly or settling of the ground caused stress on the joint and caused it to leak. Hopefully though, there isn't more damage further up. So praying there isn't. Praying this is it, and then we're good. But yeah, so I will see you at the job, man. All right, so there was a leak billowing up here, and at first I thought the only irrigation line was running to here. It turns out there is a plastic hose bib right there. So ideally, I think we're gonna excavate this and see how close it is, and then do this guy. All right, so I'm pretty sure that's the culprit right there, dude. See how that fitting just broke off? So I'm gonna turn it on and we'll see if that is the source of the leak, but that's what it looks like, man. So let's see. So we'll cut here, cut there. We're gonna cut that off and then tee down. So this is a street press fitting on the right, and to the left is a street solder fitting. And I know I'm not lining it up perfectly, but the press is a little bit longer than the sweat. And you need it a little bit longer when you're pressing to have the full insertion. So if you use the street sweat, it's actually not going to reach the very end of it, where the street press is just long enough to meet the end. And that's what you want to use when you're pressing street fittings into a pro press fitting. What? So I'm leaving some dirt for my concrete guy, just in case he needs to compact a little more. But we'll be back after he pours to pick these up. We'll be good. Bro, dude. All right, so where do I begin with that guy, dude? Now you might be asking why I didn't just go back with PVC, and that's because the reason why that leak initially it had failed is because of the amount of stress that fitting was in. So over time, if it settled, as it settled and stressed the pipe, it caused tension, unless they installed it with tension, eventually causing wear at that fitting and then it blowing apart. So I used PEX to kind of help alleviate the stress and tension from when things settle and shift. So I went back with Uponor. Now the only way to get back onto Uponor is I could either have glued like those Apollo fittings that I used on the PVC, or go the copper route like I used for the main part, that main branch. Now in the first visit, I used all three Apollo fittings, and I ended up cutting it out. Those Apollo fittings are not helpful, dude. I don't know what it was, but I had three of them not fit over regular PVC pipe. And even though it looked like CPVC, it stated that it was PVC, and it did eventually fit, but I will never willingly use those again, dude. Never. I'll never use those again. I'm gonna order the Sioux Chief ones, so I have them stocked for moments like this, but I'll never again use those Apollo ones, dude. Those are trash. I mean, they're gonna work, they hold, but like the fact that I had to go through three of them and then get a good one, like ridiculous, bro. But then, all right, so I came back today, I did the repair, I went and tested it, and sure enough, the PVC that I installed yesterday was cracked. And what's crazy is I didn't even install the repair line up to that point yesterday, I just glued the fitting. The reason why I cut it out the first time yesterday was because the distance from the main branch was just a little short, and it had shrunk pretty dramatically off the initial Apollo pipe I was using. So anyway, crazy, dude. Install it, sure enough it's spraying. So I had to cut the PVC, went, grabbed a regular coupling and a street 90, and then from there, glued it in. But man, like, I should have been done with that 2 hours ago, dude. So that's just real life plumbing though, man. Like, you expect things to kind of go smooth, and they end up not going smooth at all. So after the whole chain of events, I was very paranoid there was going to be some other leak somewhere else, or I would get like a slow drip or something off my installation. But I checked the meter. You saw the meter wasn't moving. I used my little inspection mirror to make sure the fittings were dry, stayed dry. So everything was good, man. So yeah, now we just gotta wait for backfill. Hopefully that goes smooth, and then I'll be back to pick up my cones and the remaining dirt. So yeah, bro, wrapped up. And that's all she wrote for this call, dude, for this video. See you on the next one, man.